So yes, good morning. I am Justin Benson, CEO for Spreedly, and I have with me Brendan Preble, who oversees business development. So what is Spreedly? Spreedly is trying to bring a Stripe or a Braintree type experience for online merchants and platforms that have to work across multiple payment gateways or work with disparate endpoints. So what do we mean by a Stripe or a Braintree type of experience? We really see it in three categories. We're very developer focused, so we're trying to build the most elegant payment gateway APIs for developers to work with. We also do tokenization, so we're a credit card vault in the cloud, and we allow our customers to tokenize with us. And we're trying to grow the market as well. We're trying to bring services and have commerce happen where it couldn't happen before. And we think those are some of the great things that Stripe and Braintree have done, and that's where we're looking to emulate that. So we've been around for a little bit over a year, live. We've launched in March, 13 months ago. We've already seen about 1 million transactions, successful credit card transactions on the platform in our first year. So we're pretty pleased with the progress. Something else we're just announcing here at Finovate, we've closed an additional $500,000 in funding, so we've raised almost $1.5 million so far, and that's helped us invest, especially around tokenization and security and PCI. So how it works is we are an API that services integrate to. It looks just like a modern payment gateway API. We tokenize cards, we store those cards, and it's that point that we start to look a little bit different to your traditional payment gateway. We have 61 pre-existing integrations to PSPs or payment gateways worldwide. So our customers integrate to us and then can work with any of those 60 different payment gateways, either individually or simultaneously, and everything, the credit card can travel across any of those individual payment gateways. So our initial attraction has been around SaaS and cloud platforms. So if you're building the next Shopify, if you're building the next Recurly, or if you're verticalizing that, you're probably selling into an install base, and you want to support as many choices as you can. The other thing we've seen is interest from online direct merchants who like to transact in country to get lower decline rates and better rates. So that's where we've been now. In terms of innovation and Finovate, what we're really excited to launch here today is extending beyond payment gateways. So now, with something we're calling payment method distribution, services can get all the goodness of what I talked about with the API and that tokenization, but now they can tell us to send it to a non-payment gateway secure endpoint. So it's probably easy to demo at this stage. We're an API, so it's not that sexy to demo. But we're going to show SeatGeek, who's a brand new customer for us. And they are a site that is a ticketing site, allows you to basically come there and search by event or by your interest or by location. And then what they do is that meta search. They go out and ping all these different APIs to find all these different ticket choices. And you can see them here in the left-hand side as Brendan is showing you. So in a pre-Spreedly environment, what happens next is you click on a ticket that you want to purchase, and you see that redirect screen happen. And in payments, we're all familiar with that. That's like the old hosted payment page that frustrated a merchant because you had that sale really closely right there, and then you had to hand it off to a hosted payment page. You had no analytics. You had no idea if it was going to be successful or decline or why those reasons are. So in the meta search space, they're facing that same type of challenge. And this is not just SeatGeeks. You can think of, I think everybody here has used a service like this for hotels, for vacation booking, for travel booking, things like that. So you go off to a StubHub in this particular case. You got to enter your credit card information there. If you go back and forth and search at some different locations, you're going to be getting, different APIs each time. So now we're going to show it with the Spreedly integration. So now what happens is the first thing you'll notice is that you're staying at SeatGeek. And SeatGeek is using Spreedly to store this credit card and to tokenize that credit card on the back end. And what they're really doing is keeping Brendan there, growing that experience with him and storing that card so he can do repeat purchases from them and removing that whole offsite flow. So we are still a startup, and those are $1,200 tickets, and this is a real live site, so we're not going to actually buy them right now. But if you clicked, unless someone here wants those tickets, and take it for a half price. What would happen if Brendan clicked that pay button? It's the same flow as before, but what happens now is Spreedly and SeatGeek handle that entire flow. So we send out that request, and SeatGeek says, here's Brendan, here's the token for his card, here's the information you need to send to, in this particular case, it would be StubHub. Send that information, close that sale, and notify us. And so now Brendan has stayed on the site. He's been notified that he successfully bought the tickets. So for us, as I talked about earlier, in terms of expanding the reach, now SeatGeek can act almost like a complete e-commerce site and retain that customer, keep that experience. Without Spreedly, they'd be looking at having to vault that card, having to be fully PCI compliant, and having to do those integrations on a case-by-case basis. So, they tell us we probably brought them to market 9 to 12 months earlier and save them something like $100,000, where they can now procure it as a SaaS-based service through us. So as I mentioned, SeatGeek is a beta customer that's been working with us since the beginning of this year. We have a bus company that does the same type of thing. We'll buy bus tickets from 2 points and purchase them from APIs from the individual bus companies. We've had peer-to-peer payment companies betaing this. So we're really excited for us because this takes the whole concept of having your own independent credit card vault and tokenization and really allowing commerce to happen that wasn't happening before, that was happening, or if it was happening, in a very clunky and manual process. So that's Spreedly. That's what we came here to talk about. It's live now on the site. You can visit Spreedly.com, test account documentation. Everything is public facing. And we're here in the booth if you want to come and have any more specific questions. Thanks very much.